Did you hear the latest? Shitecago is so bad, so awful, so lousy, so miserable, so cold, so blech, that thousands of illegals, not migrants, illegal aliens are hightailing it back to Venezuela after they've been basically dumped. About 21,000 border crossers so far think this place sucks. And it's become so unpleasant that these folks are, again, hightailing it back to Venezuela after unceremoniously being dumped. See ya. It's a toddling town. Have a nice day. You figure out where to go. In Chicago? Now? From Venezuela? That's it? Look, let me tell you something. I know it's fun to laugh. I have nothing but pity in my heart. I see them in New York all over the place. They didn't ask for this. I mean, they wanted a better life. Can you blame them? Since August last year, about 21,000 illegals arrived in Chicago from Texas. This is when Greg Abbott sent the illegals to Chicago and other, Dem states, after they said, we're sanctuary cities, like the jadrul we have for mayor, the soon-to-be indicted Eric Adams. Now, with Chicago's brutal winters, the lack of migrant infrastructure, ambivalent and inconsistent support from locals, let me tell you something. These people who basically had to go through that journey, they're saying, get me the out of here. I'm booking it. There was this one fellow, he and his family had been sleeping on the floors of police stations and shelters after he couldn't afford to pay rent in Chicago because his work permit was taking so long to arrive. Didn't you think everything was great? Didn't you think these folks were saying, hey, come on in? The family was renting an apartment through some kind of, voucher program that gives up to $15,000 for up to 6 months for rental assistance. But once it ran out, they had to give up their space. I mean, this is like brutal. And let me tell you something right now. Those are kids. Those are human beings. And I don't like the way they play these games where hey, let's put them on a bus and send them to Martha's Vineyard. Oh. That's not funny. That's brutal. That's not Christian. After all, we're a Christian country, right? Christian, we're great. We love Christian. Yeah, this isn't the way to do it. Remember Jesus? No place at the inn? Remember that story? It was in all the papers. But this goes to show you, nobody's thinking. Nobody cares. I thought, and maybe you, there must be some reason. And the reason why all of these illegals are coming is because they're going to come and they're going to create this permanent democratic city in this democratic country where they're going to flip the Senate and they're going to get rid of the filibuster and they're going to move them into different places to change census numbers for gerrymandering. And yeah, that's it. And everything's going to... That's what I thought. That's what you thought. I don't even think anybody knew this. I'm starting to think that nobody had any plans. They just figured, let's just open up the borders and everything up. Royally it up. Okay? With a capital. You got it? They don't even know what they're doing. They don't know who these people are, where they're from, unaccompanied minors, kids being trafficked, kids being sold into slavery. We don't know what kind of diseases they have. Do they have COVID? For all of you little babies out there driving around by yourself in a car with a mask? What about these folks? God knows what kind of jungle. And when I say that, I'm not being mean, but they have been out in the open, living out in the middle of nowhere, in open air. I mean, they're God knows what's festering and fungating within the organisms of these human beings. I see them here all the time. They're walking around New York. They were in, I don't know where they were one day, and they're walking around in Times Square. You can see us look like, what the are we supposed to do here? And they all want to work. I've got a buddy of mine who's from Yemen. He's illegal. And he's got a little smoke shop, and he says they come in all the time saying, "Do we have work? I'll do whatever you want." By the way, there's you should see in New York all the delivery people on these little mosquito bikes, they're flying around. If you come to New York, the chances of you being mugged or killed, that's not the problem. Being hit by one of these e-bikes and scooters, that's another story. They're doing their best to deliver food. Deliver food. They don't even. These people haven't even driven a car before or a scooter. Some of these folks. And they want to deliver pizzas in New York? But they're doing it because they came here looking for something better, and I can't blame them. I can't blame them. But imagine you come here and you say, "That's okay, I'm going back to Venezuela." And somewhere, Caracas, go, "Hey, Jerry, what are you doing? Wait a minute, weren't you, yeah. Didn't you pay the coyote? How much? Yeah. What are you doing back?" Shitecago. It's the worst. It's the sewer. It's freezing. I mean, they got some good dogs in that deep dish pizza. That's about it. I mean, where's this land of milk and honey where the streets are paved? Oh, I don't understand this. But I'm going to say this one more time. They're hightailing it back. They're saying, "That's okay. You know what? Forget it. Don't you want to come in? You know what? We're thinking about this, but Venezuela, on the whole, is we're going to stay there instead." This is just even their plans to disrupt everything. And Trump, "You can't build a wall. By God, these people, they have to come in. They have to. It's what we stand for. Okay, let them in." They're in. You want to help them? Nope. Not interested. Ain't that something? All right, dear friends, listen carefully to what I said. Listen carefully. And remember, nobody's blaming these people. I'm sorry. A lot of them just want the same thing for their family that you and I have. That's all. I don't blame them. But I do blame these rotten bastards who play them like political pawns and then don't even do anything. I thought they were just the money, here you go, take the money, enjoy the ride. No. They can't even get that right. They can't even destroy American sovereignty correctly. This is what we're talking about. All right, dear friends, like the video, subscribe to the channel, please, I ask you. But more importantly than anything else, I ask you a very important question. To comment. Comment, I'm telling you, as you see fit.